Our topic tonight is the impact of reggae music as a global culture. How does reggae music impact the entire world? And before we actually do that, we're actually going to get into the history of reggae music in Jamaica. All right, let me go over to Mr. Mackey first of all, and he's going to introduce himself, tell us a little about himself.
I am Maki Conscious, recording artist, musician, songwriter, singer. A couple of albums, I have more than 100 recorded songs. Trying to ensure that I score with my intellectual property because I write most of them. Music is my life. Of course, I am open to do any other things that bring and balance. As I always say, no matter what it is, we make no contribution to the next generation. That's the time. So this foundation, this platform is another opportunity to make a contribution somewhere around the world to somebody else and make a difference. But music is my life. I am a Jamaican. I play Jamaican music, even though I am wide. When I say music, I am music. Yes.
Bless up, Maki Conscious. I'm Mara.
Yes, I am Imara, the musical revolutionary. See, born and grew out of Eastern St. Thomas, a singer, songwriter, poet, social commentator, social activist, more political creature as well. I participate in that, because we are in this thing together. I even have a program on Fit FM, community buzz that I hosted, deal with community issues. And I'm a husband, see, and a family man with children. So that is basically it. And I'm here to share some of the knowledge that I have received over the years and gone while treading through this life from others. So I'm here standing on the shoulders of our great ancestors just to carry on the great work that they have done.
All right, Mara. All right, next we have Mr. King Sport, great Jamaican.
Yes, greetings everyone. Yeah, my name is Everton Kingsport Walton, musician, songwriter, producer, comedian, MC. Yeah, back in the 80s there, started to work with real professional musicians. People like Cornell Campbell, you know, back all the artists them from Kingston at the Club Kakua in the Grill. Uh, Bujo Banton when he did ballet just start out his career, you know. You name the artists are big today. Ernest Smith, all of them are back. The I Revives band went on tour in Europe and all these places. You know, I'm presently an executive member of the Entertainers of Jamaica Association. Yeah, that's about enough for me right now. So there's more, but now if we cut it off right now, so because it's a long line of things. Yeah.
Respect King Sport. All right, guys. Welcome to the Music Hacks Network. All right. As you say, reggae is one of the most important genre of music out there. So many other styles of music have stemmed from this big genre of music that was formed in Jamaica. And as I said, we Jamaicans are celebrating Reggae Month. So this is how we want to start off our Reggae Month celebration. All right, guys. Now, before we actually go into the impact of reggae music, how has reggae music impacted Jamaica as well as the global arena? We want to look at a brief history of reggae music for those persons who do not know where reggae music originated. I think that's more fitting for us to start there tonight. How did reggae music originate? I
Who
don't know if you
want
want to go
take it?
first, Maki.
Rather, I'm the history man, As him say him don't know the
Why
thing,
would
the
I choose?
words, I rather learn from him.
Um, one of the things we have to look on, we couldn't say, oh, if we ever talk about the music in general, because I believe reggae, not believe, I know reggae evolved from something. So let us go way back where this music is coming from, you know. We are looking on a group of people and what the music was always about, especially the original form of reggae before I come there. So we are sure how it started. There are music that were more like a vibe of defiance, you know, because of our culture, our history. Defiance in so many ways. Sometimes we sing the music for ease with burden, for ease with pain, because of our history on the plantation. And also, we use the music to communicate whenever we are going to carry out certain attack and whenever we are going to organize ourselves. So there are different forms of the music. Where I grew up in Eastern St. Thomas, I grew up in a Maroon community and experienced so many different aspects of the culture and the music. I grew up in a home where my step grandfather was a Karamanti priest. And Kumina was a strong part of our history. And Kumina is a retention that, you know, came from the Congos. So we experienced that. And also another kind of music that we call revivalism. Revival music was also a part of the whole tradition. And just the clap and church and, you know, the tambourine and all of that. So the music come from there. In the 1930s, when the Rastafari movement started out in Eastern St. Thomas, this is something that we must also pay attention to. Then fuse the music with the Kumina and the revival music, because Mayalism was a part of the whole thing. You play the music and you get into Mayal, and that is the higher part of the music pertaining to the spiritual aspect of it. And there is one of the things that a lot of people are not paying attention to. So in the 1930s, when Leonard Howell, we want to skip some of it when Leonard, because of time, when Leonard Howell formed the Rastafari movement, you have people like Al Garanga and those people coming up into the 1940s, 50s scene, and then the mystic revelation of Rastafari out in a Rockfort, you know, and they were the first set of man now where we really carry the music out into a different level. And the commercialization of the music maybe start from then till it end up to ska. But there were different forms. There was also the quadrille, there was also the mentor, you know, and then the ska, and then the rocksteady, and then we come to reggae. See? Observe the reggae during the 1960s, 70s. It was a music of defiance, just like what was happening from them time up within the Maroon community. It was always a music to stand up for your right, you know, to do. And then during the rocksteady era, you have some people start to sing more little love songs and all of these things. But the expression from our people, the whole expression from us was always our challenges, our struggle, our pain, you know, our sorrow, you know what I mean? Our joy at times, whenever we make any stride and overcome any form of difficulty. So that was how we come to find ourselves with this piece of music that we call reggae music. We see it take so many different forms. People call it dancehall. Now we find ourselves at a part where them call it trap music. I can't see it as the same music because the whole arrangement and the beats are different, you know, in many nature. And even the expression, the lyrical content now versus the 70s, you know, in the 70s, coming into the 80s, we see the music take a different turn where people start to talk more about me more than us. You know, Bob Marley used to say, get up, stand up for our rights. You know what I mean? And you see that movement of,
Uh,
see?
Mr. Imara, I don't want you to go any further
Yeah.
without me jumping in and ask you a very important question.
How would that know?
The question I'm asking you, where does you give me a line of where the songs came up, right? The
Yeah.
different genre then came up before rocksteady and then jump into reggae. I
Yeah.
want to ask you, where does calypso fit into all of that? Because Jamaica play a very important role in the calypso era, even though Trinidad
Yeah.
is saying that they are the creator for it. But
Uh,
talking to the late great Byron Lee and the Dragonaires, I have realized
yeah.
that Byron Lee pushed
Hmm.
that music far, that genre then,
Hmm.
in a far way because he was the one who make
Yeah.
Sparrow.
True.
But the question I'm asking you is where that the calypso fit in at the genre. Was
It is
it before or after the Rocksteady?
when you check the history, it was there with the Rocksteady. But one of the things with the Rocksteady and the Calypso, the Rocksteady really a come from out of the grassroots people. See? The Calypso, if you check the history, was more for the uptowns people. If you check people like Byron Lee and all the people them with around them. And up till today, Calypso or Soca, what them call it now, remain a kind of a uptown. Yes, downtown people, reveille night when the time come, when Bacchanal and them thing come around, So, but it was always that kind of music there, where you see the music, some classism creeped into the music industry over a period of time. So yes, that genre of music, which is calypso, is a part of the culture as well. So we can't go on like we don't remember it, and that's why we have them discussion here. So thank you for just putting that, because them say more minds get things out, and we don't know everything, as we said earlier.
Mhm. Someone would like
All
to
right.
make a contribution to that statement as it relates to reggae, which is one clarification what I think is needed. Is it me or you?
Uh,
From a musician,
go ahead, Mackie.
from a musician perspective, there's a format of music or a genre of music that is called reggae, which is the beat, street four, the back way, whatever, snare drum, different from the other music around the world, which we consider reggae. But for me, I believe reggae is just more than the music itself, which is what I think there need to be a clarification, because reggae, as far as I'm concerned, is a vehicle that is used to transport certain kind of what you call certain kind of message, what you call beat down Babylon, chant down Babylon, beat down oppression, fight against oppression. So it is really our genre of music that carry those messages that make reggae symbolic all over the world. If you check the sounds of Bob Marley, Peter Tosh, and all them people from them time. So I think sometimes it is not easy to just say reggae is reggae, because there's a whole heap of things sing on the beat. Some slap me sing on the beat, the gun lyrics sing on the beat, which kind of throw off the thing. But the foundation of the thing that make Jamaica and our music fearless or make us feared in the beginning was not just the beat alone. The beat was the vehicle that carry one certain spiritual, if you check Burning Spear, a certain spiritual music, certain things say on the music, maybe not a lot of lyrics, but it's the spirit that come over in it. Certain chanting, and that's one of the reasons I personally think Bob Marley would never be a national hero in Jamaica, because so many of his music is chanting down Babylon, chanting down oppression, that the people who would make him national hero, he would be speaking against them every time. So when it comes to reggae, I think reggae is kind of stronger than the music, and that's just my opinion. It's stronger than just the beat, even though the beat is fundamental, created in Jamaica, unique, different, just like Patois. unique, different make you Jamaican one. Everybody play music around the world right now and says reggae, but when them sing even them song on the reggae, the spirit, the style, the format, the aggression, certain thing to do with our music and what we talking about. Some of them, no matter how well them play the beat, them just don't come off with the spirit of the music. So I don't know if our organization
Marky drop off.
All right. It seemed like we lost Maki for a while. Um, King Sport, you want to chime in at this time?
Uh, no, I don't want to say anything more about it because you see, pretty much I'm a cover most of the angles that I would cover when it comes to the music because we're talking about the
Okay.
history coming up the line.
All right.
And my only concern was where Calypso fit in it because you see, worldwide, Jamaica does not get the credit that it deserves into that genre, which them call Calypso. See it. And I remember when I was a boy going to Wilmer's, I went to Wilmer's Boys School. When I was going to school, I have to stop at half a tree, Aquarius, and them place them. See it? And they used to say a lot of these Calypso people them from Trinidad and all over you have some of them from other small island. See it. And them used to book studio time. Not Jason Lee studio, that a dynamic. See? Where Byron Lee studio name again? I don't remember, cause a long time. But them used to book studio time at Byron Lee studio. See it. And these people come from abroad to come do Calypso, and a Jamaican musicians was playing the genre. See it. Yeah. So me I say to myself, so we're not getting enough credit for that genre. See it. And whether or not them people believe this or not, Jamaican musicians is one of the most rated musicians in the world. If you check even the R&B, all right, check back into the day. Betty Wright, artist, married to a Jamaican fellow who was instrumental into a lot of our materials. This guy here that died other day, we used to write for Ray Goodman and Brown and write all of them big hits there. See it, the Manhattan and all of them something. There was a Jamaican born in a Kingston. See it. So what the point I'm making is that Jamaican musicians, we don't get the credit that we should get as musicians worldwide. At that point now make, even in the Calypso, especially the Calypso, because I talk to even Jamaican musicians and them say, hey, say Calypso, we created. But if we created, how come our musicians play the genres, record the genres them back in the day? See with Calypso, with Sparrow and I forgot where the lady name, all of them people there, Yeah. So a lot of musicians, these young musicians don't really know these things, Yeah, but finish off with that. Maki, we did
Yeah,
lose it for a while. You never
yeah,
finish what you were saying.
me can say something.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
man.
We have
All right.
Mr. Great Wall Fletcher
Yeah,
on
pertaining
the platform with
pertaining
us.
pertaining to Kingsport thing, when I say Jamaicans don't really get rating. I just see them have a celebration of 50 years of rap music in America here. And I was so disappointed because I thought they would have bring I don't even know if he's alive, but I think they would have bring what his name, Cool Mo, something like that, DJ, the one who started started rap in Bronx, New York.
Yes,
It
yes.
was a
I was also disappointed too. I know
yes,
exactly what you're talking about.
he's a Jamaican. He was the guy
Yeah,
who used to put him back in box
Cool
over
Herc,
in the street.
Herc
Cool
or something
Earth.
like that. Yeah.
Cool
So
Herc, yeah.
I was so
Yeah,
disappointed the other day when I see them celebrating 50th anniversary and the man
yeah,
who started, which is a Jamaican, they did not even put up a picture of him to
yeah,
say something about him. Them big up
yeah,
everybody else, but they
yeah.
don't big him up. You understand?
Sure.
One of the thing with Jamaicans and with talent, we intend to get ratings and we dead. It's like Jamaicans just feel say it's a hard thing to congratulate a person and give him honors when him alive and tell him in him face say, boy, you know you do good. It does come like say it's a burden or is a problem if you tell somebody that in him face. You know, so yeah, like Kingsport say, a lot of time we, musicians, singers, play of instrument, producers, you name it, don't get the go and get the ratings, and that what happen with the Grammy thing just goes to show you, you know,
Right,
and
right.
yeah, and one of the thing again I realize again, we Jamaican musicians, the younger generation now, they might get it, they might get what we never used to do before. We fail to document things. That is where one of the biggest issues is. Carlton Barrett is one of the greatest drummer in the world. Anywhere you hear a rim shot, you can say that is Carlton Barrett. But you cannot find a complete video, not even 30 minutes of an interview with Carlton Barrett. I think that is where we kind of lacking, and that is where we fall off with a lot of things. So we can't get the credit when we're supposed to get the credit. You understand what I'm saying? So that am my little saying pan apart that when it come to we getting credit, them always put you at the back when we are the foundation for calypso, every music you can think of. I give you an example. You have Lionel. Remember when Lionel Richie did act the Commodore with Lionel Richie as the main man, asked Bob Marley to open for them, and when Bob Marley performed, what they do? Kick them off of the tour. That's how powerful our music is. You understand me? I said, well, music is so powerful, reggae music. You understand? I see drummers play the way you call them, the Dennis Chambers and all of them. And when the man they play, it's like you're amazed by them. And when you go around the drum and you look behind, you see them man they stand up and look on your play. And then come to you and they're so amazed. Oh my God, you play that song. Oh, you play reggae, teach me. And I'm like, yo, I'm showing Dennis Chambers how to play reggae. Come on, you understand? Yeah, man. So it's a thing, brother. That am my little 2 cents on that. I'm out. May go and listen now. Go
One
back
of
to your
the
Maki.
okay, Matthew.
Yes, yes. Well, Anna Make, may
Yes.
agree with me on 100%. Because I even say to my wife when I listen, Dre, Dr. Dre, I give credit to all of these people, and none of them give credit to the creator. You know, see it of the hip hop thing. Go, Maki. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I got disconnected. I don't know how far in what I was saying, but if we can in a synopsis, what I was trying to say, even from a musician perspective, and we recognize reggae as the beat. But for me, reggae is far more than just the beat. I don't know if this is something we need to look into because initially reggae was the kind of thing that we call chant on Babylon, unite Africa, deep fight against oppression, fight against war, equal rights and justice, legalize it. If you check the power of Bob Marley songs on the beat. So it is you have slap sing on the beat, you have war sing on the beat, and if you check it, a lot of people around the world, when it comes to on the beat and what is being sing, it is more than it is also the spirit of which you sing what you sing on the beat, which come from through us through struggles and through with this and make we war some through the music while we become the people who are feared as it become to sing in reggae. If you check other people around the world, like probably if you want to call it perfectly beat, it doesn't matter how well they perfectly beat, but there is always that which is missing, the spirit in which we sing it, create it, and the vibration that come when we make it. So I don't know if there needs to be, I mean, of instead of just calling reggae alone for just the beat that everybody else can even feel like say them can sing the beat and play the beat. There's a particular spirit in what is carried or the reggae beat that carry the style, the format of music is stronger than just the music alone. So some of the time I have to wonder, and it's a similar thing I was saying as to probably why they would never make Bob Marley become a national hero in Jamaica. Because Bob Marley music, even though he died so long ago, it will still be beating down some of the current events. He would cause the people who we call make him national hero to be under the bus at all time because his songs are still strong and still potent. And all the injustices, the songs today would still be beating them down. So to me, reggae, although we know it from a musician as a musician, I know.
So for just when Mackie can trust it, we can drop off again. See, I am looking on an article right here. Somebody on a program had group coupon and the community boss on the van, and we were discussing some of these things. See, and this is an article that is published. You know, it named an article published by the BBC nearly 10 years ago entitled "Jamaica, the loudest island on the planet." Right? Now, when you hear a statement like that, you understand where this thing is coming from. And out of a statement like this, we have a thing what we call the Noise Abatement Act. See? So, for strength, when Mackie Conscious said, pertaining to the chanting down of Babylon, the music was always a music of resistance against oppression. If you listen to people like Leonard Howell, they were charged for sedition, for saying certain things. That's why the Coral Garden thing did happen. That's why the Baka Wall thing did happen, because it was not just, you know, a bungalow for Rastaman and smoke ganja. But what they were saying, what they were standing up for, they were standing up against an infrastructure, a system that was very oppressive. And then the music become the medium, the music become like the media now for them to express them frustration. See? So when you look and some things that we say coming to laws, we realize that our history shows that the lawmakers always make laws to keep us in check with whatever we are doing. And this is the same thing pertaining to the Noise Abatement Act. I don't know if you ever read the Noise Abatement Act, but we just want to read a little part of it. In accordance with the law, no person ought to sing, play a musical or noisy instrument, or operate or cause to be operate a loudspeaker, microphone, or device for the amplification of sound from any private premises or public place at any time of day or night where the sound is audible within 100 meters of the source of the sound. Want to understand what God is saying. If you don't want me to read it again, because it's something all I want to read. In accordance with the law, no person ought to sing, play a musical or noisy instrument, or operate or cause to be operated, loudspeaker, microphone, or device for the amplification of sound from any private premises or public places at any time of day or night where the sound is audible within 100 meters of the source of the sound. That I said, if we get up in my house, most of my neighbor will live side of me is not even 5 meters away. So when somebody go in a parliament and pass a law like the Noise Abatement Act and put them kind of restriction on people expression, what do you expect? And we sit as Great Wall saying that nobody never give recognition. My brother, this is one of the things we have to start with. We have to start, as you said, we have to start take recognition for ourselves. We have to start to record our own history. Over the years, we have been always depending on others to do things for us, what we should be doing for ourselves. And what this platform that Music App is a form of recording. So what we are expressing here is history. See? And we give thanks that we can do this now, that we can archive these things, and I hope him have copyright for even music act, because these are some of the things that we have been doing. We put on show, but we don't even know say we have production right for show. We do all sort of things, you know, and we don't even know that this is our intellectual property when we express certain things and what we are coming from. So our culture has been exploited right across the world by people who never really like it. And then put all kind of laws, because the people in government here, they are not representing. We must understand the political history, and that's why I'm saying I'm a political creature. We must understand that the structure of government in Jamaica is a crown system. So you have the crown, you have the legislative body, you have the executive body and the judiciary body. All of them form under the crown of England. Now them don't represent the people. You know, so we the people have to step up and find ourselves more politically active, because when somebody passes a law like the Nice Abatement Act and then sit down in a parliament, just like what they do with the KRC thing, you know what I mean, without considering, seriously considering, that if me get up and want to sing, just sing, Mark in a room or anybody in and him start to play an instrument. A man I will tell you say, yeah, you must soundproof, but singing is a natural thing. You know, not everybody who can have a studio for soundproof. You understand? Me need to keep my voice sharp, so I'm going to get up and I'm going to practice on my keyboard and I'm going to exercise my voice. Now, it might get a little loud. If my neighbor fully aware of the Noise Abatement Act, he might call the police. I might commit a breach against the Noise Abatement Act law. You know what I mean? And when you look how government build houses right now, everybody is maybe about 2 meters near, yet you must not sing loud that can affect anybody within 100 meters. What kind of law them there? You know?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Can I say something to us that
Yeah.
you see, we used to have a big problem on the grill with the Noise Abatement Act, you know. And me there and me sit down and me meditate and meditate and irritate and say, how we are gonna move I stick mystic and realistic through this thing. And you know, me figure it out, you know.
Yeah.
Because we have a farm in Lucy, Hanover. No, sorry, I shouldn't say Lucy. It's really Lance's beer. See? And nobody can come like and tell me, say, boy, them a smell my goat them. Nobody can tell me, say, boy, you know, the fall them smell or not like that, because it fall under a farming zone.
Yeah.
You know, see it. Now, if we have a zone for music, nobody not supposed to come tell we turn it on, you know. Because you must know, say, it's a musical zone that. You know? So we need the zoning area for us to put on entertainment. One of the biggest problems is say, a land dialogue. Land dialogue have one of the best stage and big land space. And you can't keep on show them. Because them build one housing scheme round at the back part of it. Well, practically surround it. So the old people start to complain. And Land Island now keep on show again. Because the police them come, they can lock it down. You know, see it. Now,
So,
if land, yeah, go ahead.
so Kingsport, that are the thing what we are
Yeah.
looking at. Say you would have a piece of property. I will have to look on the thing deep, you know. Maybe land dial was there before a residential community coming
Yes,
along.
it was there. It was there before the residential community.
So these are the things. That's why we have to participate in the making of the law, you know. And you can't go make law that is going to affect us practitioners, and we are not
But are we,
participating in it.
Imara, are we voting the lawmakers, you know?
Yeah, voting in is one thing, but when you vote in somebody, we vote and we go sit down. This is what we are saying. We can't vote and we go sit down, you know, King. We must vote and also constantly participating in the political process. And that is the problem that we are having over the years. We just vote and we'll say, them people are going to run things away. Not go sucking. You know what I mean? And that is the lack of political knowledge, the lack of political wisdom. That politics is an everyday occurrence in our lives. It's an everyday occurrence, King. It is not a one time when you go vote at the polling station on election day.
You know something, Imara.
Yeah.
I admire the hypothesis that you're bringing to us. But what is the prognosis of your hypothesis?
You see,
because we are voting in the lawmakers, you know.
But I just
That's
said it to you a while ago.
strategically, well, that's strategically, right? Turn against us and favors the rich because look, the land dialogue community, you know, if you check out who built those houses, I don't know. I don't want to know, and I'm not inquiring because I will make trouble with people like those. They built up the housing scheme around there. The land dialogue facility was there long before the expansion of that housing scheme. Now the elderly come inside here and them stop the shows from going on land dialogue. And land dialogue used to put on some big shows, you know, and some well-known artists used to perform there. All of that shut down. Now, what I say is that the zoning, if we ask these lawmakers to make it into law, that Negril becomes an entertainment zone. So therefore, no hotel will surround those areas like Waves Negril, Central Park Negril, and MX3 land, plus the lands them where they in a Montego Bay area where suffer the same fate as when Negril, Oche, all of these places. If we can get these places under the entertainment zone, that will solve our problem, you know.
Of course. But you would have to have some clause in the law that where there is an entertainment zone, there should not be any form of development. And this is how we have to start to talk. And that's why we say we have to participate. Because as we said, you know, land dialogue was an entertainment zone before it became a residential area.
Love that.
Yeah.
Now, if we allow, this is what government always do. Then do them something all the while. If we allow it to continue, and that's what I was referring to, you saying you have a piece of property. You are private property, you will put an entertainment thing on it, and it is designated as an entertainment zone. But some people come buy out around it and decide, say, they are developers and put some house around it. And all of a sudden, you can't do what you used to do on your property, which was formerly an entertainment zone. So me I say, so this is why I am saying the prognosis is always there. It is for us, as us, to always participate in the political process at the community level. What we are doing here, so, is a political process. When you're not looking at it, the discussion that we're having here is political because it's policies that politicians put in place that is affecting us. And once it is affecting us, it is a political issue.
All right, guys. So reggae music. I wanted just to shed some light on this while we're looking at the history of reggae music. I'm sure there are many forms that have evolved from the original reggae music. I wanted to go into some of the different forms of reggae music that we have out there.
The many different forms of reggae music.
Yeah, man. For example, dub reggae, reggaeton, you name it, rocksteady. I wanted you guys to educate us on that.
If you can't just talk up, no man, you sit down and look, sir.
Are you like here, you know?
No,
We know that reggae come from the original format as it relates to the beat. We talk about ska rock steady evolve to reggae. I don't know if after reggae there is no other form of reggae music. If you want to say after reggae is Jamaican music, there are other things that evolve out of the music of reggae, which all
Mm.
kind of things sing pan including the beat they call trap, the thing where we left outside of our foundation of reggae. A lot of the other things is a mixture of other. A lot of what I hear people singing right now is not even reggae. It's outside of the culture of Jamaica. Piece of this, piece of our piece of what we call it American music, but we technically own it. I think reggae stop when it reach certain form of the dancehall where it's fundamentally outside of the reggae. But after that, I really feel that what is being played now is not really reggae. It's just music out of Jamaica mixed with other parts. So we basically losing the roots and the culture because we deviate away from the foundation. So where we are in the music of Jamaica right now, we're really hanging in the air. And it is very unfortunate that the people who you would say set all the rules and regulations, as I'm a talk about politics and we should get involved. People who probably who involved in the they are interested in pulling back the thing to the culture, or some people say just left it, make it go on and call it evolution. But yet, even though reggae from that time on people let it to go, the greatest Bob Marley is still the number one in reggae. So why we so deviate to other things and allow it to go and continue the direction when the greatest around the world is still the foundation? So I don't know if they will say the same set of people cause the problem is them have a job to solve them. Have a tune in Rebel, you can say, because check out the tune on YouTube, the same set of people who cause the problem. It's them have a job to solve it. So it come right back to where we need a revolution through the music. If we don't get back a revolution, we don't get back the foundation of the music. Because the music, what bring the contents of the lyrics, is really going against a lot of things that is happening. So I don't know if it's a reason for stifle and oppress the thing so that we don't get to say what we want to say. So a lot of people take social media thing and now we used to say them in a music, subliminally in a music and touch a man's conscience. So I don't know where the thing is right now, you know.
I think the question was the different genre of reggae. But anyways, even reggaeton, if you yo, may I tell you, brother, reggaeton, right, is a beat. I think it's a beat where Shabba or something like them a bleach like that thing there. That's where reggaeton get that thing there from, right? There's a song with them something like Pum Pum Shots. That's a song. Excuse the language. It's a girl looks so when the time is in it. And if you notice, do katum come to reggaeton come from we originate that beat and them take it from we and one claim say them for them something. Remember the same thing what we talk about at the beginning. Say everything that people do, we don't get the credit for it. Cause them want the Dominican people them want to say them originated. But there are different genres of reggae music. You have the ska, which is one. You have the rock steady, which is
No,
two.
Sky is not reggae, King.
Huh?
Sky is not reggae.
See?
Sky is ska.
No.
Ah,
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
good discussion.
Ska
Yes,
This
is,
is what I want to
which is
hear,
what
man.
I'm saying. Ska
yeah,
is Jamaican music.
yeah, but
It's a
if we
music
Prove
of
it,
talk
prove
about
it.
Jamaica.
Okay,
reggae,
okay, okay.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, that me love that discussion. No, this now we make a topic now. So
Yes.
give me the difference between the ska and the reggae. Make me get to understand it myself too. 'Cause I'm ready for learn now. Go ahead.
just the way our ska play. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You understand? Now, if you
Yeah, yeah.
listen to the reggae, it is a different drop. And maybe you can't have a straight four kick, but you still have the one drop beat you go with it.
Okay.
You understand? So, and that is the whole thing of the definition of the beat and the expression of lyrical content.
Okay.
See? Over the beat. You understand? Because if you look back into ska era, yeah, when Bob Marley them are sing Simmer Down, seeing the original wheels that wheel are Simmer Down. That is ska, you know, the original ska, you know, in Simmer Down and those tunes. Seeing? Till when them come to now feel it in the one drop. That is reggae. You understand? And remember, Rocksteady was a genre where Alton Ellis is one of the main god into that. It is a kind of different expression. See? So that's why when dancehall come in with this, it have a different expression. And then, right now, still here, with them Clevie, have some reggaeton people at court right now, you know, for piracy and all of these things.
Yeah, which is right.
Right. So right now, what is happening? You see, because of copyright law, and enough of the people them now start to understand how we have been robbed right across the world. We start to take control of the thing. And that's why I would say we need more discussion, not just in this platform, not on Reggae Month. But reggae is our life, you know, King. It's our everyday thing. You understand? And we look right now and we see we have what we call them Entertainment Advisory Board. How much of the ordinary people them on the advisory board? One day I was talking to somebody and when me here says he's a foreigner, he's one of the biggest person on the advisory board. You understand? What you're advising against, what you're advising for, especially when it comes to the culture that came out of us, is our life that, you know. You understand? See? So we give thanks to the people who claim
Hold
that
on
they
there.
are.
I'm Mara. Sorry for cut you. But may have to stop you sometime for you keep the rest of us up to par to what you're saying. Back to the advisory board, the entertainment advisory board. Who is the foreigner who sits on that board?
The man who controls some face.
Oh, your brother there. Then I know say him on the entertainment advisory board. He shouldn't be.
So,
Which one of the Sunfest?
eh?
The reggae Sunfest or the last one we're going? The dancehall Sunfest, which one?
I want reggae some fest here, Jamaica. Nobody come here.
Yeah, that Makia confused me then. Oh, I mean, I scratch my
Yeah,
head
you
and
could
say
say the last
when
one was dancehall, because the last one was with dancehall.
No. We know where Makia go, man, because he must say don't reggae never into it, you know? See?
what should be the function of the entertainment advisory board to Babsy Grange and the ministry who
No,
control?
that is an argument where people like you and Mackie Conscious and the JFMAU supposed to be strong on because you're a part of EJA and is organization like this should be talking up and to give advice to the minister on the best practice for us as practitioners, the best way forward for us as practitioners. We are the creator of the music. So people who come as businessmen, no businessmen should never have no authority over our culture. We who are the practitioners who continue to create it. Yes, you're an investor, but you can't lock out the players of instrument and the artists and the songwriters. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So Jamaica is always run by the oligarchs who believe that them have money, and because them have money, those who don't have money and don't have the kind of resources, you know what I mean, always in the background. You understand? So that's why I would say we're too silent. We're too silent as a people. You know what I mean? And maybe my little loud mouth, and it's not just mouth, but it's just action. But you see, action sometimes I mean, say, boy, you have to physically. Sometimes you don't participate into certain things. That's also action. You understand? Because you realize what is happening and you realize it is not working in the best interest of the people. Some of us being locked out, some of us being marginalized by people because you talk too much and you're a troublemaker. You understand? But the reality that is facing us today in Jamaica pertaining to our music, you know, is because we who are the practitioners not even know so we can come together and put on an event that can unify. Years ago, I said it to Mackie Conscious. I'm glad him there so to say it. When I see them put on entertainment the Artists Against Crime and Violence in Montego Bay. The first night I come and I stand up, I go and perform, I look on it and I say, wow, this is something we can do, you know. Come together, see, and do as musicians. Form a nice committee, form a nice company, which was a company because Mackinnon was a part of a company. I don't want no one mash it up. But these are some of the steps that we have to make to take control of our culture. And if we can't find people among us, and we have only a bright picnic and grow up amongst with us. So, and I like to say, we have to do it. You understand? We can't train some of our picnic them. You know what I mean? And say, watch out, you come be the accountant. You know, you're a lawyer. See? And I believe no matter what nobody wants to say about him, at that rebel, Tony Rebel, I do Rebel salute. Most of them think them are run by children them now because in children them go to university. Some of them are lawyers and some of them are accountants and them know how to run business. And I believe he's a brilliant brother, you know. I think we are ahead of him time. And I believe more of us need to start do that. I saw Buju Banton did something. I went to that show a long time ago, one stage show. And I was, you know, elated. I was so, you know, upbeat to see what happened there. Because me realize we can bring people to Jamaica rather than we are left go out in the world, go batter up ourselves and suffer some of the most disrespect from foreigners. Because when we go there go perform, even though we maybe have the biggest name, we are still second-class citizens. In reggae, when we go out on the road, there maybe people like Kingsport can talk about them things there. Because we go up on the road regular. See, Mr. Shaggy has said one day, the reason why they cuss some bad word over on stage over so and say, no guy not touch me thing. It's because he got fed up of how our practitioners, when them go overseas, how them push them in some little hotel, how them have them do some little thing, then come back and behave like them as some of the biggest stars. But when them go out in the world, it's the worst kind of treatment them I get. You know what I mean? Me have one heap of virgin out there where I play and me and them talk literally daily. A few of our reggae act them and up front on stage. You know what I mean? We literally have become openers. As big as them name is. See? So, if this music come from out of Jamaica and a free culture, we have everything you saw. See? Where we can make foreigners. And there's a Reggae Sunsplash. So, Reggae Sunsplash, all of the festival them we are going around the world, out in the world. Where you believe it come from? And we them are patronized. Japan splash, all of these splash. But where's our vision? What we are looking at? What are we? We are our own worst enemy king, and we have to sit down and put some of the little trivialities aside and reason as brothers and sisters and reason and see how this thing can change. Because politicians now go change it the way unless somehow we go turn politician.
The Entertainment Advisory Board is supposed to take up data around the entire Jamaica and advise the government on the progress of our music and how it's reflecting on the culture. But it's not doing a good job because the Spanish entertainment managers who come in at the hotel them is portraying Spanish culture rather than our own Jamaican culture and filtering out our own cultural dancers and all of these things. That is a big problem. And nepotism is also at play. You know, see it inside the ministry and the advisory board and the minister, such as Bartlett and Grange and all of them. You know, see it. So there's a whole heap of mix up a go on, which bring down the quality of our music. Because the biggest international spreading of our roots and culture is in those hotels where you have people from all over the world coming there to spend a week or two with us. You know, see it. Now, I want to clear up that on the entertainment board section to show you how much they're failing us. You know, see it.